Hi everyone, Yacca here. So we have so many fun decks at the moment. So the meta has really been shook up, and that's also what you would expect out of a standard year rotation. Funny enough, this is an archetype from DRUID that we're going through today, which has already seen play in the previous year, in the previous expansion. However, it is playing in a significantly different way other than the ramp stuff. So we are talking about ramp druid here, of course. And if we look at the list, which we will in a moment, there's actually 16 cards in the list I'm playing that is either from the new core set or from the new expansion. But of course, the ramp part is still the same. If you do want to see more like this, do consider subscribing to the channel. Giving it a thumbs up would also help out me pushing out content to more people. I'll leave a deck code in the description for you guys. But let's go through the Mulligan and a little bit about the game strategy that you have for Ramp Druid. So I have to warn you concerning the deck. If you're tight on dust, be a little bit careful about crafting stuff, because everything is still in a flux. This might completely disappear or something else take over or whatever might be the case. As of now, if we look at the tier list, there's some other decks which are higher up. But this is at the very top of the second tier at a 54-55% win rate towards Diamond and Legend. So definitely a deck, if you do have the dust or the cards for it, that you can hit Legend with. Talking about the Mulligan, let's do that first, because that's actually really simple. It's the same thing across all archetypes. If you're on the coin or not, you want to ramp. And of course, the main offenders here, if you can call it like that, would be Wild Growth, Nourish, and specifically Wild Heart Goth. But you won't throw back Wild Growth or Nourish to try and find Goth. Those you'll keep as well. Another good keep is the Dosing Kelp Keeper, which allows you to control some of the early matchups. If you're up against an archetype which you recognize as being an aggressive one, focused on the board, there's an additional keep that you want to do, which is the Wrath. But that's kind of the only other exception, except for one more. There has been a list with Priest where Smothering Starfish, where you get this twin, you get some switcheroo priests. If you're still seeing that where you are, seems like it's fallen off a bit, but then Smothering Starfish against Priest is also a keep. And you can throw back stuff that's not ramp. Of course, you still want to keep ramp, but you can throw away the rest. You don't want to keep Wrath against Priest, for instance, to try and look for Smothering Starfish. On the deck, how it plays, other than ramping out, Aquatic Form, you want to keep that until you hit at least 5 mana, because what you want to do there, if you do not have Goth or Nourish, is that you want to look for it at the bottom of your deck, so see if you can find it. You don't want to just throw that out right away. You want to save it and try and ramp regularly, because this might disrupt your next draw if you do not have the mana to play. So this is something that you need to be wary of. It's not something that you want to keep in the Mulligan, but when you do use it, try and be on 5 mana. One of the real major synergies in here is if you get an Oracle of Elune. You have one in the deck. If you do not have, I want to say in regards to Oracle of Elune, some lists are running 2. I only have 1 because I added Queen Ashara. So if you do not have her, then I think there's some really good plays. You'll get to see that in the gameplay section. But if you do not have her, then maybe use one of the old Oracle of Elune cards from the previous expansions to build the list like that, because Queen Ashara is not strictly needed, or even though it is a good card, it seems. But coming back to one of the synergies that you want to pull, if you have Goth and you are like on 17, 18, 20 mana, you can drop an Oracle of Elune, you drop your Ivers, you play an Innovate, and then you Earthen Scales Ivers. That will get you up towards the late 20s or maybe even 30s with regards to armor, really buffing up your health total. So that's a massive swing. If you're against something like a mid-range or aggressive deck, you don't want to sit on Earthen Scales too long. It is perfectly fine to do that with the Miracle Growth, maybe getting a 10-10, and then giving that one Earthen Scales for 11 armor. That's also pretty fine. Naga Giants can also come in handy in a pinch, where that is also a possibility. With regards to Naga Giants, you want to discount them to 2 mana or below, so you can also make a broad board with Oracle of Elune. So that's kind of how you win. One win condition that you do have, like, build a massive big board that your opponent cannot deal with. If your opponent can deal with it, you do have the option to go with Kazakhstan, like you had in the past with the Ramp Druid. This is also still a win condition. Other than that, build massive boards and ramp up as much as you can. Try and control against aggressive decks. You have kind of a challenge there. Also, if you have massive pressure, like for instance Quest Warrior can provide, then you have some challenges there, staying ahead of that aggression. I think those are the main synergies that I want to talk about here. Other than that, it plays kind of like the Ramp Druid from the past. Yes, let's have a look at some games so you can see how I pilot the deck in the Legend ranks. Okay.
I must protect with the might of a machine. I will fight to protect the wild.
The Smothering Starfish is good if and when we get to the Ivy's turn, but right now I still want to see if I can ramp out before he does. Kelp Keeper is not bad.
Just resting my eye.
And then Moonlit maybe into Guff or some other kind of ramp. Miracle Growth is actually good in the mirror. It's gonna be Nourish. I'm thinking about finding Guff that way, but we'll just go for Nourish.
You gotta be scratching.
Yeah, let's see. We'll just draw here. Next time we can Moonlit, see if we can find Guff. And if not, we'll find something other good stuff. Ramping is fine, but I think maybe it's actually even better than fine, because I could get to the Miracle Growth. So if I Innovate Nourish, then I'll get to 7 on the next turn, and then I should be able to do a Moonlit as well. See what we get. Another Miracle Growth. I think we want to go for Queen Ashara. There's also some argument for aquatic form, again, to see what's on the bottom. He's got Guff. No, the mana crystal's okay, but Shrimp. That's not too bad. And then we're just gonna draw a lot with Miracle Growth, unless... No, we're just gonna draw. That's pretty cheap. Can make it free. It's fully clear. He's got one left over. That's not too bad. Two left. Could up to Jerry Rick. Sure.
You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
And then let's go for the mana crystals, and then we can draw extra cards. This one, draw one extra card on this one. Smothering Starfish, nah. I'm just gonna put that one on there. Then we do have this one here, which could be quite disruptive for my opponent. Aquatic Form. So it's not the Dagger Giants, it's not Raid Boss next year. I had that one.
I'm looking for a few good mercenaries.
Okay. I haven't seen that one before. Kazakhstan. Okay, let's try this one out.
Now we run.
Castle Minion. Plus 10 damage. I think this is the one, because I want to draw stuff now. Yeah. Straw. This is getting nutty. Iris is potentially pretty good. But I would really love to get in excess of 10 mana. Well, we are getting pretty close to finishing this, unless he's gonna do something crazy. But usually druids are able to do that, so let's see. Raid boss Onyxia. Okay. Nope. Okay, 4 damage to a minion and a random adjacent one. That is fine, I guess. And then we can Miracle Growth. See what we get. What are we going for here? Probably needs to be that one. So we're gonna drop the Kelp Keeper and go to this one. Only other option I saw was to hero power that one, but I didn't really want to take 10 face damage.
This must be the way.
12 cards. So now we're definitely gonna aquatic form now. Alright, that's also a pretty good one. Let's do this. Onyxia. Yeah, let's just kill the stuff. We are still is that the bottom too?
Reflect in the moonwell.
New growth. Alright, let's see. Alright, now we're still fine. So we draw cards with some of these. That's both earthen scales. One of them was actually... So he has got one left.
You ain't seen
Do that. And then draw 3. Draw 3. Okay. Guess we could go for one of them scales.
Already attacked.
There we go. 29 points of damage.
reflect in the moonwell.
Not sure why that one. Naga Giants, okay, that makes sense.
Just resting my eyes. Just
Okay.
resting my eyes.
From the smallest seed.
Interesting. Okay. Oracle of Illusion. Could go for the Ibis play now. He hasn't played one yet and is still, and he might have an Oracle of Illusion.
You ain't seen We have plotted long enough.
Let's see.
Now we
Draw 2. maybe this one instead. Yeah, I think that might be the case. I want to do this. There we go. Great, 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 great. What I'm thinking is that this one is pretty good against Ibis. Because I don't think that they pop out unbuffed. So it's kind of a silence effect.
You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
If he does run Ibis, that's the other thing. But right now I'm not in any danger of dying as such. He still needs to clear the last one in order for him to clear Nixia. There we go, okay. He's probably gonna trade, yes.
That rope's burning again.
Okay, fair enough. Do have the one wrath, which would be perfect here.
From the smallest seed.
The mirror is quite tricky, and also now he's gonna get his Kazakusan. I'm definitely going for Goff. That hero power is not something I want to go for. That's pretty good. Let's ramp. Yeah, let's ramp again.
That rope's burning again.
You put your name on it. Bow before your queen.
I guess I want to remove this one. Sure. Sure. I'm gonna draw aquatic form into jerry-rig into Wrath, and then I can also drop my Kazakusan. Drawing cards. What could be annoying is that one. Ah.
That rope's burning again.
But if he...
Yes, master.
Yeah, I'm just gonna silence them and then that's it. Yeah, let's go for my original play here. Jerry-rig.
Only one card left.
You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
Where'd my deck go?
8, 11, and then we silence the stuff. I need to have time to build the deck. I don't know what I want towards the end. Hyper blaster. Spyglass. Annoy horn. That one definitely. And these to finish off. Silence. There we go. That's nice. And if he goes for the Ibis play, I could still do that. I could also just be greedy and go for even more mana. My treasures were pretty nice. Alright. That's not great though. But still, if I just try and ramp up, that'll be okay. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Okay, let's see. At least it also has taunt, so he needs to. Yeah.
High five.
High five. Power.
Think.
Hmm. 19 points of damage.
Think.
Could also just swallow all of these guys.
Rope's burning again.
No, no, let's go for it. I don't even want to draw too much, actually. Oh, he's got that one as well. Scoundrel. I might need to challenges that he can clear that just fine.
High five.
Yeah, let's gain the mana crystal. We drop this one. Then we leave it at that. He needs to trade in.
Card left.
Maybe we get him in fatigue.
Destroyed.
But this is a pretty good setup for the Gigafin. Also, if I could add a spyglass, I wouldn't mind getting that legendary minion stuff.
Making a big mistake, man.
Could also go for a Gigafin, Innovate, double Embers if I get to it.
That rope's burning again.
So that one's out the window. So that's gonna summon 3 minions. It's like, dude. Okay, let's trade this one off. There we go. We're gonna eat all his stuff. Six, 7.
Starts at 200 gold.
And clear this guy. Draw power.
Where'd my deck go?
I'm not sure we can manage it in fatigue. But that permanently destroys all minions inside Gigafin. Okay. But you do not get anything back. Okay. Fair. I think he considered the interaction to be the other way around.
That rope's burning again. Just resting my eyes.
Alright. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you.
Reflect in the moonwell.
So, there we go. And clear that one. I don't think I want to trade. Well, maybe I do. I can dictate it needs to be this one, I guess.
Reflect in the moonwell.
Yeah, I still have the Hyper Blaster. Alright. I think if I can clear this, then we are pretty much done, right? Let's have a look. Bubba. So let's get this one out there. Clear that one. Clear that one. Draw a card, maybe? No. This is only 2. Let's go. With Rush. be 5. No.
That rope's burning again.
This is fine though. Also, I've got a clockwork assistant. He does have, yeah, the other hyper blaster. So I need the annoyer horn first. What's the last one of those? Does he really want to trade? He probably does not, but maybe he has to. Because if I get the annoyer horn, it's just pretty much done. Either way, it's pretty much done. I could also trade and then just use the embers. There we go. And we're going for this one. Then we're gonna let the fatigue do the work. What is this last card? It could be Starfish, but it's not. He wouldn't use that before. Boba, of course. It's because I played my own. Yeah, and then he's gonna concede. My treasures were just a little bit better. Managed to do this. Oh, you're so nice, Goff.